Hey everyone. Okay, Castle here. Just going to do a quick update on my thoughts on the control scheme for Helios right now. Uh, fatal error, dash encounter fatal error. Oh no. Wait, what just happened? Okay. So, one of those weird Oculus errors. Okay, so, oh, the dash got pissed off. Um,
I just
so
waited for the cooldown. I was like,
I'm
yes.
just gonna go over just some basic thoughts. Well, this isn't actually basic thoughts. This is actually my actual thoughts on how the control scheme should work, actually function right now. So, I wrote everything down on the Trello board to kind of go over it and everything like that. So my feelings are that right now, if I press the button to bring up this radial menu, you see how it gives me this like point clicky thing right here. This is like a uh, some kind of like a ranged like line that gets drawn out. Now this ranged line, right at the moment, it functions more or less just like a mouse click, right, where you can enable, you can interact with graphic user, UMG widgets and stuff like that. You can interact with your menus and stuff like that as well. Um, while this is active, right? Um, and that's pretty cool. So you have all of the UMG widgets and everything like that, and the ability to interact with, say, like if I want to turn the mirror on, I can actually look at this from all the way over here. I can click that and boom, there you are, right? Now, there are these two balls that are floating in front of me, and these are sort of like a ranged thing as well. And I'm thinking that um, I want to try and unify the control scheme so that this means ranged and this means you have to literally like, so I can manipulate this cupboard up here. I can't right now because the functionality is not in place yet, but I should be able to interact with everything from a range using this widget right here. But if I'm in regular mode, then those two balls don't exist. Actually, I have to physically walk up to it and grab the cupboard like this, right? Um, right now the way it works is that when I'm not in the menu mode, I can still interact with things at range. But in it, there's another thing too that I can get to in a second. But I think that I think the way things should work. I think the way everything should work is that it should all be confined to one control scheme and not deviate from that. So any objects that are placed in the world or anything like that should all conform to this one uh, control mechanism where if I on the left or the right hand, right now I can only do it on the left hand, but I should be able to also bring the menu up on the right hand and get a similar pointer coming from my right hand, and these pointers should be how we interact with everything from far away, right? And that's it. Like if you want to interact with an object, if you want to make a gun fly towards your hand and like come to you, that's it. It should work that way, right? But if I'm not in this mode, then I should have to actually physically walk up to the gun and do this and like actually pick it up. You know what I mean? Whoa. It's doing weird shit. Apparently there's actually a dual grip on this thing, by the way. I didn't even know about this, but yeah, there's actually a dual grip on the gun. I didn't realize that this was actually even a thing, but if you can actually manipulate it so that if you're if you're only using the one hand, actually this might be intentional because you do this and now you can aim the gun however you need to. I didn't even realize this was a thing, but it feels really weird. Uh, but so that's basically it. Like when you don't have that interact mode up and you don't see those line traces being drawn out from your hands, you can't accidentally turn the mirror off. You know what I mean? Like in VR chat right now, like if there's a button over here and I'm like trying to point to somebody, I might actually flip that button by accident. In this control scheme, it wouldn't work that way. You have to literally press one of these up and then get that thing and then you can interact with it, right? But you can still interact with things directly. You just have to be physically right next to it. You have to literally you have to literally be right at the object with your physical hand to be able to pick it up and manipulate it, and everything like that. Now, the other thing I was going to get to before is that there's a. I already talked to Rare about this. Is a like when I go to interact with an object that's far away while I'm in this mode, I have to be in this mode. Right now, I'm messing with it. This is not the intended functionality right now, but um, I should be able to have it like be able to close or open that from all the way over here using this mode. And this actually feels kind of cool. It feels a little bit like a Yu-Gi-Oh card deck or something like that. Just kind of appears right here. And yeah, basically what you do is you would combine this with making these windows appear docked to the radial menu. So like if I open up one of these, what is this one? I don't even know what that is. I'll have to figure that out. Working on it, just don't know. Yeah, like these should initially spawn docked like right over here or something. I'll probably take a look at that and like just have them be attached to this menu. So if you bring one up, another thing that needs to happen is there needs to be a voice mute button. Probably have one like right here. I don't know why my character's like wigging out. It's annoying, but yeah, like have a voice mute button right here and an FPS counter so that you can see what your current FPS is. I'll make sure I forgot to put that in the Trello. But yeah, all right. So with that said, I'm going to begin just working on the homeworld area and everything like that. But that's my feelings on the controls. If you guys have anybody who's watching this has any feedback on that, I mean, do you like the idea or just not like it? I mean, there's a possibility that maybe we could just do away with the whole laser pointer thing and just make everything work with these floating balls in front of you. But to me, that seems a little weird. Being able to always interact with things. I mean, it kind of works that way in VR chat anyway, and it seems to be fine. But like, or maybe it would be easier to implement or something like that. But I don't know. I feel a little bit like I like the idea of being able to just press the menu button and it brings up a radial menu and then that puts you in interact mode. Basically, when this is up, I'm in interact mode. I can now interact with things from a range. I can actually press buttons on user interfaces. You know what I mean? And there's no way I can accidentally do it. I can't like accidentally press one of these buttons because all I have to do is just be out of this and I can't do anything. I have to actually go into it. To me, that feels pretty good. I'm thinking that would actually have this feeling pretty tight. Like this would actually be a pretty tight control scheme. Everything would work. I think it would be pretty solid. So I'm just gonna make sure that everything functions within that. Maybe I might be focusing a little bit too much on these guns right now, but like if we're gonna have guns, if we're gonna have stuff to interact with, then that's my take on this. We should just make everything work within the same system. So that I'd have to go through and make sure that each of these, like the gun blueprints, the sword blueprints, all function the same way. Um, and that's not too hard. That's not too bad. And that would also mean that the physics object stuff would have to work the same way as well. Um, yeah, so like while I'm in this regular mode, I literally can't do anything unless I get right up here and physically close or open the door myself, right? No, it probably is probably necessary to have like additional functionality, but like to me that's the first pass. Like that right there makes this totally playable right away, right? Like right away that would make things feel pretty good, probably on par or maybe even slightly more intuitive than even VR chat's control scheme. because VRChat's control scheme kind of has this. Like if a gun's laying on the ground, a lot of people don't even know about this. But if there's like a gun laying on the ground and you get to it, you bring up the menu, you point your pointer at it, and then turn the menu off, and then you can pick the gun up. It's total trash. Like, but it's been like that for ages. But that's like one of the tricks you can do in VRChat right now. But I'm thinking that it should just be built in. It should just be a built-in system where if I'm going to manipulate things at range, I should be able to just do it using this laser pointer and have that actually just work right out of the gate. Like, boom. Like, it would feel so good to be able to just like point at that cupboard and then open it up this way. It would feel really tight. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, okay, let's go see what's in this drawer. I'm standing all the way over here, right? I could do it this way if I feel like it. I mean, if I want the extra immersion, but if I'm kind of just lazy or whatever, I could just be like, what's in that? All right, so that's that. I think I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. Stay tuned for more. Starting, I'll probably also be doing some like streaming after this video, for working on the home world, and then you're also going to start seeing some Live stuff as well. Um, New inventory and skill systems and stat attribute stuff that I'm going to be doing, so that there's actually like some RPG elements to the game that are going to all get added in. Uh, so that'll be pretty interesting. So I have some basic goals tonight. Um, One of them is already done. I think I have a pretty good idea on how I think the controls should work for this. And now I just want to have a block mesh for the home world, which is the starting world where you begin the game. Have it be like a really swank, nice apartment where you start off. There's a bed behind you. You can look over the edge. There's a living room down there. Maybe a fireplace or TV. TV screen. The ability to like pick some avatars and the front door, which allows you to go outside to the hub world or whatever, right? So you have your private space, and it's a nice little cool apartment kind of place, right? That's my idea. So I'll probably be blocking that out. I'll probably block that out tonight. And that's all. Take it easy.